My name's Dave DeBow, founder of MoneyPartnerFormula.com, and this show is built for everyday real estate investors who are actively doing deals and looking to scale using other people's money. So if you're an active real estate investor and you want to get featured on this show to talk about your own real estate and capital raising experiences, then just go to daveinterviewsyou.com. Now let's get rolling with this episode, and remember to subscribe for daily interview content.
All right, guys, welcome to Property Profits Podcast. I'm your host, Bryce Kaminsky, filling in for Dave Dubois. And have you ever wondered how real estate investing can be a game changer, rescuing a family from bankruptcy? Today, my guest, Melvin Landry, a seasoned investor from Pittsburgh. He's here to share his journey and unveils the untold story of how he turned the tide. Merv, welcome to the show. Great to have you here.
Thanks for the opportunity. I appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
So tell me, how did you turn the tide?
Well, I started real estate investing in 2005, 2006. Just did it passively. I saw it as a complement to my W-2.
Yeah.
At the time, and bought a couple of properties. Went to a seminar first and decided, hey, I need to get in this game. So I came out of the seminar and took action and bought my first property. Wow, approximately 18 minutes away from where I live. So it was a duplex. I paid $32,000 for it. Renovated about $12,000, and just held on to it for cash flow. So I cash flowed about $600-700 a month out of it, and man, from there, man, just started doing it indirectly, passively purchasing REO properties, and just kind of grew it. The mindset at the time was just, look, I still got my main job, I'm teaching on the side as well, and in the faculty capacity, and we just kind of accumulate properties kind of indirectly. So my foot wasn't quite on the accelerator, but man, I grew pretty fast, to the point whereas 08, 09, I had amassed almost 30 something properties, and I was living in the middle of the heartland, living in Nebraska, and I had purchased properties in 3 states. So I was in Pennsylvania, Indiana, and Arizona.
There you go.
Yeah, so I got bit a little bit with the with the housing crisis of 08, 09. So I ended up short selling my condo in Arizona, and I also ended up short selling a single family home that I had in Indiana. So, but luckily, the Pennsylvania properties held true. So, got bit by that, but I came out a little stronger, and just
There
continued
was
to
a
buy.
lot of people who got bit in Arizona specifically because people went in after and really cleaned up. Like, okay, it all crashed, and then the investors are like, okay, me too, and then they come in 2009, 2010, and now it's it's one of those places like, if you missed it, you missed it, and now it's all back to expensive. Well, not expensive, it's just it's hard to make something cash flow a lot of times unless you're like off the beaten path. So 2009, 2010, you beat the curve. Then what?
I just kind of continually kind of just kept buying, but I was tailored to one area, one market versus three. So I just started buying more foreclosures. Got a mentor, got a little more sophisticated, little direct mail programs, and stuff starting to work, man. I'm starting to accumulate quickly, and I'm building up the portfolio. I got a power team in place, so I'm going from I'm getting to my local market where I'm investing at least once a quarter, and things are going well, man. So I'm just kind of continuously growing. And look, the mindset was still kind of single family at the time, and it was still kind of foot off the accelerator, but I've kind of buy it as it comes. And it was coming plentiful, right? Post 08, 09, I was getting properties $15,000, $20,000, and real properties that, I can get up and running relatively quickly to cash flow. So that was the method to the model, and it went very well.
Yeah, the foreclosures, especially because they're not like beat up. They're a little maybe worn, but it doesn't take much to turn those around and get them cash flowing because it's maybe some paint and maybe not even full paint. Maybe it's just like this room and that room, the countertop, the faucet, a toilet of the two, a window that's smashed at the front, and then all of a sudden it's 1,200 bucks a month,
Can't beat it. Can't beat it. So look, so so things was going well. I was kind of continuously growing, and I was doing affordable housing, which has always been a
Like
niche for
Section
me.
8.
Yep, Section 8. not just Section 8, other programs as well.
Mm-hmm.
Other supported programs in the county. And look, if there were, and the word got out, right? So I was taking care of my tenants, make sure giving them best experience possible. And it got to the point where I was overloaded with fielding calls for folks who needed places to stay. So I
Yeah.
didn't have enough supply for the demand that was coming through, which is a good
Mm.
problem to have, which is why I like affordable housing. So it's like that even today, a lot of municipalities. So you want to give folks real good housing. You want to make sure that you're there from an asset management standpoint, and the goal is you want them to stay.
Yeah.
You don't want them to keep turning every year and moving and so on and so forth. You want to stay. You want to stay there for the long run. You build the trust, credibility, and look, it goes a long way. And my
Mm-hmm.
phone couldn't stop ringing, so which was a good problem to have. So, we get to 2011, 2012. Just continuously growing. Things are going quite well. Get married in 2013, and me and my wife decided to open up a business 2014, 2015. So, we opened up a business that didn't quite go so well. So,
Mm.
within that, fast forward to 2019, we ended up closing the business. And with that came a huge ramification, and I had to liquidate my almost nearly 85% of the portfolio.
Mm.
So
To clear the debt.
yep, to clear the debt, clear legal fees, things of that nature.
Mm.
And just kind of had to just kind of sell it off. Was I overly concerned or in panic mode? I wasn't, because look, I built this thing before, right?
That was
You
the
put
purpose of it,
systems.
right? It's supposed
Yeah,
to make money and be
it's supposed to
money
make
when
money.
you need
Yeah,
it.
yeah. So had systems in place, had parameters in place, and I just kind of knew, look, we gotta sell it, right? One bump in the
Mm-hmm.
road, but my spirit and my mindset was unwavered. So cleared it up, sold majority of the portfolio, settled on a legal front from a business that went bad, and kind of restarted over. Then jumped
Mm-hmm.
into multifamily.
Yeah. Fast
So
forward the number of doors and the number of opportunities, right?
yep. So in addition to that, right? So we're growing. We got educated, right? Got a couple more mentors on the docket,
Mm-hmm.
and kind of start to build a portfolio and start investing passively. So
Yeah.
2022, huge year for us. We invested in passively between my wife and I, like in almost 10 deals.
Nice.
Yeah. So and got a general partnership, sponsorship, and one opportunity. So my advice to anyone out there is look, get educated, pay attention, plug in the webinars, see what other folks
Mm-hmm.
are doing, interview
Mm-hmm.
folks, ask questions. There's no such thing as a dumb question.
Yeah, and a lot of people in the real estate space are willing to talk about it, right?
Yeah,
They
absolutely.
want to pass the information down in a lot of cases because they're like, I was just like you 5 years ago. And so here's what I did to change the tide so that you don't have to
Yep.
spend 5 years figuring it out. You only have to, do this year and you'll be 5 years ahead.
All right.
So
So
what is oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, no, no. So the learning curve came a lot faster in the
Mm-hmm.
multifamily front, being able to scale, understand the benefits of passive investing, the tax benefits. I've had a substantial amount of real estate experience, so it was good that we passively invested, got to know individuals, and we invested in deals. We were full speed ahead in 2022, so we invested in a
Mm-hmm.
lot of deals, and again, got the opportunity to close the year to co-sponsor a deal. And then you kind of look last year, right? We
Mm-hmm.
got co-sponsorships in a couple of more deals, passively invested in four more deals, while continuing to build credibility and kind of get more doors even in our own market, right? So,
Mm-hmm.
you might hear the conundrum of red versus blue state.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
My opinion, that doesn't matter. You can make money in any state.
Yeah, there's
You
not red
just
or blue dollar bills, right? They're all green.
They're all
So,
green. They're all green. Yeah, you're absolutely right. So, look, I love my market, and really kind of building a real nice, solid portfolio where I'm the exclusive general partner on my own deals, my own market. I know
mm-hmm.
my housing authorities. I know my programs. So, looking to 10x the door count even in our own market that's exclusive.
Mm-hmm.
With financial freedom knocking at the door really, really soon. So I'm pretty fired up about that. And yeah, man, it's a good, it's a good situation to be in. I kind of think back, man, kind of when I started, right, in terms of how I was, my foot was just barely on the accelerator, right? But I was still acquiring a lot of real estate, which is pretty cool. Now the mindset is I got to get it, get it, get it. As much as I can get it, as fast as I can get it. Because I mean, it's not about the greens, it's about the flow of it. Just like folks cringe when you say the Fed's, not the interest rates of where is that, it's the cadence at what they raise it.
Mm-hmm.
Same thing with cash flow, right? I need the cadence
Mm-hmm.
of cash flow continuously and in many. So yeah.
So how are you funding your deals these days? If you're buying all
Uh
this multifamily and you're pouring it on,
yeah,
how are you
so
financing that?
So on my multifamily front, I'm partnering with other peers who know, like, and trust, right?
Yeah.
For the very larger deals, and we're infusing capital in our own capital as well as raising capitals from other peers and other individuals to kind of help take deals down. For my smaller deals, either I fund it on my own or I have some
Mm-hmm.
smaller private capital partners I go to. Again, the know, like, trust factors, right? I've been dealing with them for years, right? So they know me, they
Yeah.
know what I can do. They've seen the credibility of the portfolios I put forward together. So, that has gone well as well. So I always have some doors to knock on when I need to kind of diversify and get things in order.
So are you more of a find the deal and then the money, or do you prefer to have your capital lined up and then go looking for deals?
I prefer to try to find deals and then kind of line the capital up. And again,
Mm-hmm.
I've partnered with individuals also as well, kind of came into partnerships to help kind of
Right.
raise capital as well. So a little bit balance of both. Particularly in my own market, though, I'm looking to kind of always kind of find a deal in my own market. If it's a 30 to 45-minute drive away and I can get to it, we try to make it happen to kind of put my eyes on it and kind of go from there.
Hmm. Interesting. So
Yeah.
when you're raising capital, to present a deal, what does that look like? Are you using pitch decks and things like that? Like, how does that framework go for your smaller and then also with the bigger deals?
Well, first, look, let's take a step back for the smaller deals, right? So we're underwriting, we're underwriting and we're trying to figure out a way we can amass to kind of take it down on our own.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Right. So, first and foremost, right, as we get larger, right, we're looking to kind of collaborate, kind of put a team together to kind of help take it down. Now we've put out LOIs on a substantial amount of deals in our market. Hadn't won it yet, but we're tried and true in terms of the things and the targets that we need to get to. There's a specific type of IRR we want to target,
Mm-hmm.
specific type of cash flow that we aim to kind of build for. And particularly, in my own market, right, I would be the boots on the ground, right, to
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
ensure, that asset is not only performing but exceeding performance at the end of the day. So,
Mm-hmm.
as with any capital, right, treats my investor capital as if it was my own, right. So, anything where I'm kind of managing that asset, boots on the ground, I'm giving it extra loving care, right. So I would
Yeah.
want the same even if I was investing passively. So yeah.
Yeah, definitely. So, um, with all the real estate you've done over the years, what would you say your secret sauce is? What comes easy to you that other people might find difficult to do?
You know, what comes easy to me? I think I have a knack for, I think, in an affordable housing space. There are many operators out there. They may turn their nose up against it, like a Section 8 program or a specific program that, to support individuals. I
Mm-hmm.
love those type programs.
Mm-hmm.
I work with them all, and like, it's by giving folks a chance and opportunity, like, for housing. So
Mm-hmm.
that's what I would say is, I'm saying particularly my niche, and I feel like, particularly in my market, I feel like I have somewhat of a leg up versus others. So
Yeah, understanding it, utilizing it, and navigating it particularly because those programs can be challenging.
they can,
But I
they can.
think, like anything, fear is a composition of the unknown. We're not afraid of the dark. We just can't see what's in the dark. So, like,
Yeah,
educating yourself around Section 8, for instance, might have you warm up to the idea of having Section 8 tenants. But if you don't know what it is, or even that the big thing that changed my mindset around Section 8 particularly, is that they have to maintain their voucher, so they can lose that ticket to continue to be in it. In Canada, that's not the case. You don't really get red flagged. You can just keep moving from place to place. So income assistant housing in Canada is a little bit like, but Section 8, when I heard, oh, you mean they have to actually, like, there's a standard. Now it made it a lot more appealing, and we started renting a bunch of stuff to Section 8 60-70% of the time, and then the rest would have been like a regular cash tenant. But if you didn't know about that, you might think, especially if coming from Canada down to the United States, you might think it was the same. And again, it's fear of the unknown, not fear of the known. I'm not afraid of what I know. I'm afraid of what I don't know and whether it's going to come get me. So, you talk a lot about the like, no trust factor. What are some things you're doing to build that for yourself and your business?
And look, I would say kind of continuously kind of be active in the space. Literally there is a webinar or a group meeting 7 days a week.
Yeah.
I can plug into a Zoom to get into collaboration and dialogue with individuals talking about real estate, whether it's multifamily, single family, self-storage, or some type of diversified asset 7 days a week. That's the beauty of it. And it's remote, right? So I don't have to go out in 5 to 10 degree weather, right? I can just sit right in front of my computer, get active, get engaged, and just collaborate for the greater good of my own self, which always looking for opportunities, looking for ways to collaborate, but just trying to be active out in the space as well. And that brings a boatload of success from that standpoint, in my viewpoint. So,
especially just putting yourself out there, and you never know who you're going to end up networking with. And you're right, there is a Zoom. I bet you, I wonder how many are going on right while we're doing this. Like, there's probably one for every hour on this planet. There's probably one for every hour of the day going on.
That's true.
Might be in the language that you're used to.
All good.
So if people want to connect with you, they want to find out more about your larger projects or even your small ones, what should they do? How do they find you?
Sure. You can find me via my website. You can find me at morelandequity.com. So that's more, MORE, land, LAND, equity.com. There's no dashes. I'm on Facebook. You can find me, Melvin Landry. You can find me on LinkedIn as well, Melvin Landry, as well as Instagram. So this face is not hard to miss, hopefully. So should be easy to find. And I have a podcast of my own. So we have a podcast called Get Diversified. So you can find us on YouTube, Apple Podcasts, etc. My family's diversified, and we're aim and preach diversification to everything that we do for greater success down the road. So yeah.
Nice. Well, I really appreciate you stopping by, and until next time, guys, we'll catch you on the next episode.
Hey there, I really hope you enjoyed that episode. And as always, if you want to listen to more daily interview content, make sure you subscribe. And if you're an active real estate investor and you're doing deals and you'd like to get featured on this show, then just head over to daveinterviewyou.com. Now at moneypartnerformula.com, we help real estate investors to create a process for predictably getting capital so they can do more deals without relying on hard money lenders or the banks. We do this by building them a private capital marketing system. Now, if you want help turning yourself into a big money capital attraction machine, then book a call with our team to see how we can help. Just visit moneypartnerformula.com to find out more. All right, take care, and we'll see you on the next interview.